Hey everyone, how's it going? Puntastic77 here, coming to you with some Team Fortress 2. Hope you're doing well. I am playing as the engineer with the gunslinger in this gameplay, so you're going to be seeing a lot of mini sentry action here, and I'm really excited to show you this gameplay because it's a lot of me playing aggressively as engineer, which I usually don't do. So I was very excited to get this gameplay. I was changing up my style a bit in a sense that, I am very much a nesting engineer when I do play. I like to get set up, have a dispenser, teleporter, play a lot of support roles for the team here. But in this gameplay, I kind of just threw my hands up and said, you know what, I'm just going to be as aggressive as possible. If I can help my team out with the dispenser, then I'll do that. Because usually my order of operations when setting up will be put the dispenser down for the team, then put the sentry up, then the teleporter, if I can do that. But in this gameplay, it was kind of reversed in the sense that, you know what, if I put my sentry up first, we have a better chance of being able to push up, and hopefully my team keeps the sentry alive, and I'll be able to get set up here. And another fun mechanic is, with the mini sentry getting destroyed really quickly, you're able to get the revenge crits and, generate your own crits. And that's what I wanted to talk about today, is crits. Are they fair and balanced? Now, you probably guessed it in the title here, but we're going to be talking about that a lot here. So I wanted to dedicate a lot of time to it. And the reason I wanted to talk about it mainly is because I was in a server, not this one if you're wondering, and someone died by a random crit rocket, or crocket as they call it, and started spamming the bind. Crits are fair and balanced. Random crits are fair and balanced. This game is fair and balanced. And I was laughing at the beginning, and with binds and things like that, I think they're kind of annoying because they hinder communication, and the messages just kind of get repetitive and people copy each other. So I don't know, it can be funny sometimes, but the crits are fair and balanced one, it made me think, because I was like, are they fair and balanced? I never really thought about that before as a mechanic. I just kind of accepted them, and when I would get them, I'd be like, oh, that's great, that's so awesome, it's it's helping my kill streak, it's making me look super cool. But when I would die to them, I just kind of like take my hands off the keyboard and throw my hands up and say, yeah, it happens, what are you gonna do? So I proposed it as a question to the server. I was like, are crits fair and balanced? That's a good question. And one guy was speaking up, and he said that, no, this is a horrible mechanic. This is like one of the worst things that you could put in TF2. I never play in servers with crits in them. But at the time, he was playing in a server with crits in them, and I said, if you do have a problem with crits, that's the easy solution here. So if at any time, you get so enraged, with a random crit, you could just disconnect the game you're in and go to a server with no crits, and you can find them in the name of the server when you're searching for them. But usually I play on Valve servers, so that's just the thing that's intrinsic in Valve servers is the crits here. So, anyways, back to the argument I was having with the guy. It was more of a friendly discussion, if I were to call it anything else. I was saying that they are fair. They make the game fair and balanced, and I wasn't, I wasn't doing it because, I strongly believe that. I was doing it because I wanted to play devil's advocate and kind of hear some of the arguments of, well, why do you think that? So I merely proposed the idea that, well, I think everyone has the same, statistically speaking and probability speaking, because I think that's the great equalizer in life, is luck and probability. Now, there's things you can do to improve your odds, but if we're looking at just basic life, everyone has the same amount of luck, and there's nothing you can do to really improve it or, decrease it here. But I found out with crits, that's not necessarily true, and it kind of took me back, because the guy in the server was saying, no one has everyone does not have the same crits level in this. And after doing some research afterwards, I'm not changing my argument per se, because my main argument was it adds a pizzazz to the game, like a little element of randomness, and that's always fun in a game, because when you have something that is so calculated and so precise, you basically have like a speedrunning game. And that's what I was saying, is that like in a single player game, you have the element of RNG, which makes it fun, because if everything was calculated 100%, then someone would be able to master it, and that's never fun. But with multiplayer games, it's a little bit different, because skill levels and ping and stuff like that. So with crits here, let's talk about it. because I'm a big numbers guy. I think that numbers are, great, and metrics and statistics are things that we should go off of for, almost everything. So when we're looking at crits here, everyone has the same 2% chance at the beginning. If no shots are fired and, people are just shooting, they have a 2% chance to get it. Now, with melee, it's different. So if you're using any melee weapon, it's a 15% chance no matter what. And I kind of knew that was true already because, when I would be in spawn or getting set up and I'd be just flinging my frying pan randomly, I'd notice that every third or fourth hit I'd be getting a crit, but when I'd shoot randomly, I would not get a crit every like fourth or fifth shot here. So that's what I said, is like, oh, statistically speaking, everyone has the same chance to get a crit. But in doing some research, because the guy made the claim that no, the more damage you do, the more your crit chance goes up. So looking at it, if you do 200 damage in the span of 20 seconds, you get an extra 2.5% chance to crit. So it stacks up on top of each other. So you have that base 2%, and it goes up to 4.5% if you do 200 damage in 20 seconds here. So if you're doing mad damage, statistically you could get up to get a really higher crit percentage. So it really does counteract what I was saying, because I was saying, oh, crits help, newer players, because if they get a random crit, it encourages them to play the game more, which encourages, skill and development and growth. But when you really think about it, it helps the better get even better, because if I'm doing mad damage already and my crits are going up, well, that changes the whole dynamics of it, in the sense that, I'm going to be dominating inexperienced players, and it's just going to continue that cycle here. So I don't know, that's kind of just a topic that I wanted to talk about. Are crits fair and balanced? And I wanted to get a little bit more perspectives from you all, the people that are watching this video right now. What do you think? Are crits fair and balanced? Is it statistically, just a thing that lowers the playing field? Or does it just help the better, dominate the less experienced players? I'd really like to hear your thoughts on it. I, for one, am not really changed by the argument, because one, you could always just leave and not play in a server that has crits, and two, I think it does add a little bit, like, I keep going back to the pizzazz thing. It adds a little bit more pizzazz to the game, and an element of randomness, and an element of randomness is not always bad. But thank you all for watching so much. I appreciate it.